If you are wondering where I'm recording from, I'm live here from Union Square in San Francisco, where sometimes they have a few art exhibitions taking place. It's a beautiful day today on this 5th of January 2007. Wow, a whole new year. 365 days have passed, and here we are at the beginning again of a whole new... yeah. It's a whole new time. It's a new beginning. A new beginning, a new beginning. We are all capable of so much more. I don't know if you realize that. You are capable of so much more. God knows I am capable of so much more. Wow. I haven't even scratched the surface of my potential yet. And after I have gone through a lot of challenges in my life, my marriage, which is filled with so many difficulties. Oh, interesting also how I have attracted that. And after the marriage, the accident, quote unquote, which left me homeless, how I have attracted that, and wow, it is quite amazing. The pattern that weaves through our path in life. You know, how we attract our own experiences is something that is very, very interesting to look at. And so I definitely encourage you also to do that. Nobody can live your life but you, and this is your life we're talking about. If anything that I'm saying here makes sense to you or interests you to learn more, I'll be very, very happy to hear from you. I also have to say something that I recognize within myself. When it comes to relationships with people, developing relationships with people, I have some difficulties that I need to deal with. I hold myself back many times. And you might notice, I don't know if you have responded to me maybe before in the past via email, I have not always shown the interest and enthusiasm that you might hear in those recordings, as I have been very, very busy putting out countless ads in the past, and have attracted quite an interesting response from people, not only about workshops and seminars, but also about dating. I've put out countless ads in the past and received quite a bit of response. But then, once I receive a response, it's like I hold myself back. It's like something within me freezes up. Maybe I'm afraid of success. Maybe I don't know. There's something, and I'm definitely working on getting to the bottom of that. But this is me. These are my challenges, and I realize that. I realize how it is when I'm with other people and how my mind works and how my thoughts many times interfere with my ability to be fully present with others, because I've been so within my own mind. And so as I've studied myself, I haven't gone through the path of, well, I call it forced detachment. I left my home, lost my home, been homeless. It's been me, myself and I during this path. I have gone through the studies of learning about myself and through myself. Trying to examine life from my own perspective. Asking myself the questions ever since I was a little child about what is the meaning of life, why are things the way they are, why do people what they do, what is the reason for conflict, for war. And because of that, I've gained some interesting answers. Yet, I'm here at the age of 40 now, facing my own individual challenges in life, as we all do, as we all do. And so one of the things that I've learned, I remember my mother said that when I left Germany, she told me always that we need one another. She said, Christoph, people need each other. Die Menschen brauchen sich. Wir brauchen uns, as we say in German, which basically means that. That is something I did not understand at the age of 24 when I left my country, because I was so self-centered, so absorbed within myself, thinking I knew all the answers. As most young people do, they think they know it all. Children don't really listen to their parents, because children are so, teenagers especially, focused in their own world. They don't really want to pay attention. You know, it goes in one ear, out the other. You know what I'm talking about if you have children, right? But yeah, that's something very, very important, to pay attention. Pay attention, pay attention to everybody in your life. I encourage you to do that, because we all have a message. And we all are a messenger of our own message. If we just could hear one another, if we could just listen to where and understand where the other person is coming from, without the need to give advice, or without the need to evaluate what the other person is saying, without the need to judge them, but to just listen and to acknowledge, and then reflect back what we heard. This can bring about so much healing. Don't we all look for that? Don't we all want to have relationships where our partner listens to us? Don't we all want to be respected and appreciated for who we are? It's just so rare. It's so conditional. We seem to be all that way. And so it is a matter of becoming the change we want to see. To paraphrase Gandhi, it is about us. Everything can remain the same around us if we learn to be more appreciative and accepting of how things are outside of us. We're able to generate so much positive change. We are able to have a positive impact on the people outside of us. Because we are not caught up in the arguments anymore. We're not caught up in the need to change others. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. And it begins with you. The transformation of the world begins with you. And that's what the conscious revolution is all about. Everything can be the way it is, and your situation can be as difficult as it is. You cannot change that. You are able to learn how to move away from that. But it all begins within your mind. It all begins within your attitude. Then you can learn how to attract what you want for yourself. But it begins in the right here, right now. Accept where you are. Be where you are. And pay attention. Every day is a gift. Every moment is an opportunity for you to learn. Every person you meet along your path, is filled with wisdom. Each and every one of us has all the answers. It's just about how to bring those out, how to become aware of those. And it is impossible to become aware of the answers if you keep on doing these things the same way over and over and over again and expecting different results, which ultimately is the definition of insanity. Same behavior, expecting different results. It's not going to work. Why should we change? Because life is change, and change is the way. Do you realize how much you have changed ever since you came into this world? But then we went through the motions of social, educational conditioning, and as we went through those motions, eventually we stopped. We stopped learning. We have developed a certain personality, and as soon as we developed this personality, basically that was that. And then, when we have become a certain way, we look for our life, we look for happiness, we look for success, we look for the perfect job, we look for the perfect mate. But do we know how to live? Do we know how to communicate? Do we know how to express ourselves? Do we know how to fully love others and to love ourselves? Do you fully love yourself and accept yourself? I hope you take some time to ask yourself those questions. Very, very important questions. And next time, hopefully, when you encounter somebody in your life who's difficult, be it your parent or your brother or your sister or your boss, and you feel like reacting in the same way that you did before, I hope you're able to step aside a little bit, observe how you feel, and then to choose a response which is an indication of you being more loving towards those things in life which ultimately cannot be changed. It all begins from within you. Stop being so involved in trying to change things outside of you. This also goes for the people on Pal Talk. Maybe especially to the people on Pal Talk. That online room that I've created more than a year ago. So much criticism. So many people who come into a room and trying to trigger me and not listening, and I know how it especially is over the internet. People don't want to learn there. People want to have a good time. People want to be entertained. People come into a room and want to make fun and want to get a reaction out of the moderator. But how much this undermines the process of learning is very, very sad. You only could pay attention. It's not about you giving me money. I actually don't want your money, not at this point. What I want, what I would like, is to get some of your time and some of your energy which you can dedicate to really listening to what I have to say, so you understand where I'm coming from. And then I would like to work with you, because that's what it is about. It's not only the realization, the learning about this universal truth, about life is learning, life is an art. We all have learned things. Experience is a teacher. We have this realization, but it's about the actualization, the workings, how we're putting this into practice. And with this, I'll leave you be right now. Thank you again for being here, and again, Happy New Year.